to every hardworking American in any place who's missed a paycheck, anyone who is being made to suffer because the services, the health services you rely upon, or the food and nutrition supplement for your family, anyone who is hurting, you have a home in the Republican Party.
What a shameless little man. He may be the most shameless, and this is saying a lot. Think about who's in Washington. He may be at the top of the list. Shameless little man. He actually fixed his lips to say that, a man of God, as he calls himself. Mike Johnson, Republican Party, is the one that is forcing a Sophie's choice where Democrats can either help the sick or the hungry, but you're not going to do both. You're damn sure not going to help both. After all, it's Senate Republicans who keep blocking attempts to fully fund SNAP, striking down each Democratic proposal to feed the people and not just cake. I mean, it's despicable. But then again, that's what we're doing now, apparently. Even Johnson's colleagues, Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying that they're at fault. They're Republicans, not having worked on the ACA tax credits sooner. She is blaming her party. Goes without saying that if Marjorie Greene is seeing something, well, then so are voters, right? One Buffalo Trump voter, Betty Streeter, who has a type 1 diabetic daughter who is reliant on SNAP, went on CNN to voice her disapproval with the president.
Betty, you voted for President Trump. Do you regret that decision based on what we're seeing?
In terms of food insecurity, I do. I believe he's doing a great job with the border. Right now, the border's not affecting me. Right now, it's affecting my daughter. The fact that she needs SNAP and she won't be getting anything for November. And like I said, she's a type 1 diabetic, and we want to represent all the other diabetics out there or people with chronic health conditions that do need this food. The Trump administration, instead of focusing on presidential ballrooms, should be paying attention to individual Americans' dining rooms. I think he promised to lower prices for Americans, and I don't see that happening right now.
Thanks, Betty. Can I just say that, listen, most Americans, and this is not a criticism, can only see what's in front of them, right? You heard Betty there talk about her daughter being type 1 diabetic, but she also praised Mr. Trump's work on the border, disappearing people. And I just find that rich. If it doesn't affect you, Betty, we got it. Most recent polling shows 52% of Americans blaming the GOP for the shutdown, with 42% blaming the Democrats. So it's easy to imagine that there's a lot of people like Betty out there. Perhaps I shouldn't criticize this everyday citizen, but they just frustrate me, Jackson, people like Betty who say, but what about this or that? But ultimately, isn't that how we're going to be able to recapture, wrestle back some control from this authoritarian regime by winning over people like Betty, who may be one-issue people who may like the president on other things that we find deplorable?
Well, I mean, I think that the question you just asked, I mean, we could talk about that for the next hour, just in terms of like the direction the country's going and the rift between blue and red states and how blue states fund a lot of the programs in red states and the cultural divide. And is this country going to stay one place? I mean, we can go on and on about that, but just in regards to this particular story, I mean, there's really not much that the Trump administration can do to blame Joe Biden or Barack Obama for the government shutdown. Screw the liberals and screw the Mexicans doesn't really work when people are hungry. And it's not even just the issue with SNAP benefits, but also the rippling impacts in the economy from things like tariffs and inflation, and how people are, squeezing up their discretionary spending, and how that impacts small businesses at large, and all of these issues that are happening while Trump's in office, and that are a lot of them a direct result of the policies that he's put in place. And we still have years left of economic hardship. So, there's, hence why Trump's approval continues to go down. But, if in the next election, and this is why I say I think it's important for progressives, especially, to really focus on local politics and state politics, because in the next election, I mean, is this woman gonna vote for an AOC? Probably not. You know what I mean? So like, it's just a complicated subject. And I think that more and more we have to prove that our policies work in states like, New York and Illinois and things like that. But yeah, of course it's Donald Trump's fault.